So let me go into it. Yeah, Miss Anna is in a different location, but yeah, once she joins, I'll just introduce her so that we don't waste too much time. As always, of course, with the different other panels, the audience, you can get to send in your questions either here on Zoom or on LinkedIn Live, where most of the other participants are, as well as Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So, Mr. Akikubi, first question that I'll ask is the content creator economy here to stay? I know it exists, but to what extent is it here to stay? And is it, or should we say it's a bubble that is like soon going to burst, or is it just a hype that exists right now?
Thank you very much. To be very honest, I mean, the content creator economy is here to stay. Let me put it in that word succinctly, and of importance. And I try to explain it in this way.
Right.
Let's look at the fintech space and let's look at what's happening with banks. It's very clear. We've had the brick and mortar way of doing things, and now we have fintechs coming up with solutions that are, from the comfort of your home, you can do whatever it is you want to do. And then the question is, will they survive? I mean, look at how far they've come. And then the disruption in that space is massive. Same goes with the content creator economy. We're seeing different things. I mean, the fact that the content creator economy can solve DIYs is enough reasons why I strongly believe that it will stay for a very long time, and it's going to cause a lot of disruptions because, first of all, I mean, if you can't sew, all you need to do is go to YouTube or go to TikTok, watch a video of a content creator who's a stylist, and then, wow, you've solved the problem there yourself. And one of the things that I believe strongly about the content creator economy when compared with the broadcast media or the regular media is that it would help to transition the way we watch news, the way we perceive information, the way we share content. More importantly, let's take, for example, now, like what happened recently, globally, looking at the Russia-Ukraine war, also looking at the Israel-Hamas crisis as well. We've seen a narrative being shaped, right? And what is important is that for those of us who are not within that space, we have a vivid idea of what's happening there. Now, there are some images there, some information that we can't get from, the regular media platforms. I mean, looking at when it was still heated, I mean, it was, I think, Al Jazeera crew who were just under where a missile was launched. So it helps to give us first-hand information regarding things. Is this a threat to the regular media? I would say yes, it is a threat, because threat in a good way, because it now gives them the opportunity to think outside the box. It gives them the opportunity to do things beyond what they used to do. I mean, we know that news is always on the hour, right? 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1, 6, 9 p.m. And then you realize that somebody somewhere who's a content creator who aggregates news from social media has beat you to your breaking news. So it's no longer being the first in breaking news right now, but actually providing credible information. So I think the regular media houses can actually carve a niche for themselves. You don't have to compete with social media in terms of disseminating information first, but actually looking at how you can push out credibility, because you have the resources to provide that kind of content. And also, one other thing that I always like to look at when having this discussion is the fact that, a lot of people think content creation is all about skit making. You have vlogs, you have people who provide, let's even look at podcasts, for example. Now, you have people who provide information on a first-hand basis, right? Now, from fashion, art, entertainment, music, name it, health. Look at what happened during COVID. A lot of people did, we had a lot of mysteries out there. People didn't give adequate information. A lot of doctors were quiet about what to do because a lot of people didn't know, And then you're seeing the cases of videos going around, during the time of COVID. It was not pleasing to see, but at the same time, it helped us prepare mentally on what to expect, how to prevent these things. So yes, it goes a long way. And I believe that if we begin to appreciate, the role of the content creator. Look at the market. It's huge, billions of dollars globally. And then look at Africa now. Look at our population. The youthful population, it's massive. And a lot of people see that, I mean, you can just pick up your phone and then you can do a skit, and then that makes you a content creator. And then also, let's look at the area of employment right now. A lot of people who don't have regular jobs right now find themselves, you have an Android phone, and then you have, a ring light, and then you can do what you want to do. But going into that economy, you need to be you need to take that painstaking effort. You need to be deliberate about it. Why am I saying this? For example, I can decide to be a content creator now. I could decide to say, you know what, I want to teach early journalists, the ABCs of journalism, right? And then I would have subscribers, right? I will have people who will be interested, will ask questions. But if I don't commit to it, how would I be able to serve that market? Also, resources. Do I want to do it with all the aesthetics, carve out a studio in my living room, right? Get high-end equipment, invest in equipment, and then also importantly is knowing what to say, which a lot of people don't even realize that being a content creator, one of your primary goals is to ensure that you have enough content that will serve you. Let's take, for example, let's see the likes of Charlie Chaplin, if you know him in the 90s, who was a comic actor. Yes. Charlie Chaplin didn't have to say anything. His actions, his gesticulations, everything would make you laugh, would roll on the floor, right? But it took research. It took years of practice. You can't just pick up your phone and say, you know what, I want to be a content creator. Okay, I'm in this space, then I can do this within your space. A lot of them go as far as doing surveys, researches, to ensure that they are providing the adequate and relevant information and ensuring that they have a demographic where they are meeting with. We know the population in Africa. We know the issue with unemployment in Africa. It's really, really disturbing, but it still doesn't mean that every person can decide to say, you know what, let me pick up my phone and go into the content creator economy. Sometimes a lot of them even get fizzled out with social media. A lot of people coming on board with flashy cars, flashy houses. A lot of these things are not real. Let's not allow ourselves to be deceived by social media. A lot of these things are rented because it's a way of getting the appeal. It's a way of getting that thing. Let me give myself my journey as my journey as an example here. I was when Facebook, Meta now, started the Facebook bootcamp for content creators. I was opportuned to be a part of the pioneer participant, and it was mind-opening. A lot of things, that we didn't even know. We were just doing it out of the idea of doing it, but going for trainings like that would help expose you to opportunities that are inherent. I mean, let's take, for example, Mark Angel now. He was part of that training at that time. And when I heard about his net worth, how much YouTube and Facebook pay him, for the views he gets on his content, it's mind-boggling. I would have eagerly said, you know what, I'm going in. I need to make these dollars, right? But it goes beyond that. That training exposed a lot of us into the rudiments in being a content creator, from fashion, healthcare, name it, and of importance is the fact that we need to know where our strength lies and where our weaknesses. Take, for example, your ability, to pass a narrative is not clear. It's important that you need to polish that side. Your knowledge about grammar is also very important. How you hope to deliver this information is either you make it more of gestures and less vocabularies, or you want to make it a case of what language do I need to deliver it? Am I speaking Yoruba? Am I speaking Igbo? Am I speaking Cantonese? Name it how you want to. And then that this also limits your audience. if, for example, you're doing it in English, how well would you thrive in non-English countries or non-English states? So there are a lot of things that content creators need to put into perspective before picking up their phone and going into that space.
Yeah, indeed. I think that was very packed actually, and it's almost it's made me look at the other questions that are even outside of the questions I was thinking of saying actually, or providing or putting to you, which is you did mention in terms of it's not just you saying or creating content, but also the way in which you present the content matters, right? And then your audience also matters, right? Um, but it makes me now want to think or ask the question regarding the substance versus the form of content. Now, I don't know what in terms of your experience, not just in the main big platform that you are in CNBC, but also what you see with the individual content creators. To what extent does substance matter versus the form, or is it vice versa? Which one really matters the most in terms of viewership, but also capturing that audience that you are looking for and passing the message that you are trying to pass in these multiple platforms that exist?
Well, thank you very much for that. I think they go vis-a-vis. I think you're looking at form, you're looking at substance.